Check out FlipsideGaming.com for all your gaming needs. Use the promo code HEROES to save 10% on orders over $10. From June 4th through July 3rd, 2020, if you use this promo code, you will automatically be entered into a drawing to win a draft booster box of Core Set 2021. Also, there is another way to enter where no purchase is necessary. See the link in the description below for full details. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends. Welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch, and it's another really big episode. Not as big as it has been, though. Things are starting to calm down a little bit in the market, but there's still a lot to talk about. Obviously, Core Set 2021 previews are in full swing now, so a lot of those previews have impacted card prices. Also, the Commander Death Trigger rules change announcement that occurred recently, that's also having an impact on a number of cards. We'll see it all throughout the video. Quickly before we get into it though, just a fast reminder, if you go to FlipsideGaming.com, you can use the Heroes promo code to save 10% on orders over $10. Not only can you pre-order a Core Set 2021 Collector Booster Box or Draft Booster Box, but they also have Ikoria singles on their website now as well. And whenever you use the promo code, it does support the channel, which is always appreciated. So thank you. And without any further ado, let's get into it. We'll begin as we always do with Standard and your top 7 Standard legal cards that have lost value this week. And Standard is still in a really weird place. Magic Fests aren't going on. Most game stores are closed. A lot of players don't know when they're going to play paper Magic again. And when they do have the opportunity, who knows where the meta is going to be at that time. So a lot of the more expensive cards, even sought after cards in some cases, are losing value. Number 7 is Kroxa Titan of Death's Hunger. This goes down 59 cents to 1940. This is a good example of what I was talking about. Slightly more expensive card. We know it's good in Standard. We've seen this in Rakdos, Lurrus, and more there. Also sees Modern and Commander play as well, but it is losing a little value this week. Number 6 is maybe a little less surprising. Lurrus of the Dream Den down 63 cents to 549. This is a very solid card still, but it has been banned in Legacy. It's been banned, not restricted in Vintage. And we also recently had the companion mechanic itself nerfed across the board. So until we really get an idea of what that nerf is going to do to cards like this, I think people are going to be a little shy about picking them up. Currently, the card is still seeing Standard play in like Jeskai Cycling, Rakdos, Lurrus, and more, and it's still seeing play in Commander, Pioneer, and Modern too. Number 5 is Finale of Devastation. It goes down $1.48 to $21.42. This sees a little Standard play, but this has always been more of a Modern and Commander card. In Modern, you'll find this in Devoted Devastation. And it has seen increased Commander play recently because of cards like Zexara the Exemplary, Cannon Bonder Prodigy, and more. But because of the recent increases, we're seeing some retraction this week. Number 4 is Fabled Passage. It goes down $1.50 to $11.47. This has been a staple for Standard as well as Pioneer ever since it came out. Not too long ago, 2 of the 4 Challenger decks for 2020 had a copy of this in them. So that did bring some more copies to the marketplace. And now we found out that it's also being reprinted in Core Set 2021. And that's why this card is so soft. Number 3 is Hallowed Fountain from Dissension. It goes down $1.63 to $22.89. There was one copy of the Ravnica Allegiance version of this in the Wild Bounty Brawl deck that got more copies out in players' hands, and this card has been soft really ever since that happened. You'll find this in Standard and Bant Ramp, Azorius Control, and much more. And like all Shocklands, this also tends to see play in Pioneer and Modern too. Number 2 is another Shockland at Sacred Foundry. This one's been going up in value actually quite a bit recently, so it's not too unusual to see this retraction now. Guilds of Ravnica down 59 cents to $14.39. Ravnica City of Guilds down $1.78 to $16.49. This is in Jeskai Cycling, Winota Midrange, and more. Number 1 is another Shockland. It's Breeding Pool, stabilizing down. Ravnica Allegiance down $1.33 to $26.99. Dissension down $2.49 to $32.75. Another reason I think Shocklands are going down right now too is because we are approaching Standard rotation. So those players that are more Standard focused players, they're going to start liquidating cards that they don't think they're going to be able to play with over the summer. Some people might be liquidating almost anything that's going to rotate just simply because they don't think they're going to play much this summer. Others might hold out hope and try to hang on to at least one deck and just try to get rid of cards that they're not using otherwise. But regardless, this is the beginning of the time period where you traditionally start to see cards that are going to rotate out of Standard lose some value. Okay, on to the top 6 Standard legal cards that have gained value this week. Coming in at number 6 is Yurok the Desecrated, going up $1.01 to $9.79, not necessarily moving because of Standard, but moving because it's a very popular commander. Number 5 is another card moving because of Commander, and get used to that because that is the format that is driving prices right now more so than anything. And this is Nyx Bloom Ancient going up $1.11 to $19.99. Hasn't seen a whole bunch of standard play or anything like that, but it's a great card in those big mana commander decks, and it has seen more play recently with things like Cesareo the Exemplary, Cannon Prodigy, and more. Number 4 is Blood Crypt from Dissension, a shock land that's going up in value. It goes up $1.17 to $23.59. This is part of the mana base of decks like Gen Sacrifice, Rakdos Lurrus, and more in Standard. Number 3, The Great Henge, goes up $1.83 to $28. This is in Gruul midrange and more in Standard, but it's also seeing a lot of Brawl and Commander play too right now. Number 2 is Roll-esque Apex Hybrid. It goes up $2.24 to $3.99. This is the first of a few cards we're going to see in today's video that is moving up because of that Commander rules change. So with this Death Trigger rules change, if you have a Commander that dies and you put it in the command zone, you're now going to get a Death Trigger, so cards like this get better. Number 1 is Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, up $3.13 to $49.13, and this is a little more expensive, but I do think a lot of standard players are comfortable right now picking up copies of this even at that price, because there's a lot of raw power behind this card. It does not rotate out in the fall. When you see a smaller standard next season, this card could even be better, and currently it's very successful in the present standard. You'll find this in Temur Reclamation, Bant Ramp, Temur Elemental, Sultai Midrange, and more. Also see some Pioneer, Modern, Brawl, and Commander play too. Speaking of Pioneer, let's talk about those top 5 Pioneer legal cards that have lost value this week. Number 5 is Agent of Treachery, down $1.21 to $6.77. Obviously, this is losing value because it was recently banned in Standard, but it still is seeing some play in Pioneer. You'll find this in Super Friends builds. It's also seeing a fair amount of Commander play, too. Number 4 is Jace Vryn's Prodigy, down $1.30 to $33.28. So a lot of these format staples are going to have some issues when it comes to holding their price right now, mostly, again, because people are having a hard time playing the format in paper. This card in particular, though, has been losing some of its percentage of play over the last couple months, and that is part of the reason it's losing value, too. You still will find this, though, in Dimir Inverter, Sultai Delirium. It does see some vintage play, too, and it does see more Commander play right now in Rael the Everwise builds. Number 3, Heroic Intervention, goes down $1.89 to $16. This is a huge Commander card, but it is getting a reprint in Core Set 2021. Number 2, Cyclonic Rift. Now, 2 copies are going down. Another copy we're going to see later in the video is going up a little bit. Return to Ravnica goes down $1.18 to $36.71. Commander 2014 goes down $2.61 to $39.95. And this is a card that does see a little modern play, sometimes in Mono Blue Tron. But as you know, this is one of the biggest Commander cards out there, retracting off some pretty heavy spikes that occurred recently. And number 1 is Ugin the Spirit Dragon, down $8.48 to $49.02. And this sees play in Pioneer Lotus Breach, Modern Tron. It's a highly played Commander card, but it's getting a reprint in Core Set 2021. Alright, let's move on to your top 6 Pioneer legal cards that have gained value this week. Coming in at number 6, there it is, Cyclonic Rift. This is the one for Modern Masters 2017. It goes up $1.59 to $40.27. Number 5 is Sliver Hive. It goes up $1.44 to $11.40. And this is another card moving because of Commander. Commander Sliver builds have been very popular ever since the reprinting of Sliver Hive Lord and Sliver Overlord. Number 4, Liliana of the Dark Realms. This has been a very solid card in Commander for those mono black builds. Magic 2013 goes up $1.53 to $14.70. Magic 2014 goes up $2.52 to $16. Number 3, Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth from Planar Chaos goes up $2.88 to $28.64. And finally, we do have a card moving up, at least in part because of Pioneer. You're going to find this one in Dimir Inverter, Mono Black Aggro, and more. But it's also a highly played Commander card, and it plays very well with Cabal Coffers in the format. Later in the video, we're going to see that Kokusho the Evening Star is spiking, and that card may be causing cards like the last 2 and Cabal Coffers to increase as well. Number 2 is Brahmaz, King of Oreskos. It goes up $3.22 to $21.74. This has been a very popular card in like Arabo Cat builds. It's also seen more play recently in Winota Joiner Forces decks too. The reason it's going up this much right now, though, is because of some Core Set 2021 previews. We are getting some more support for the Cat Tribe, and one card in particular I think has caught a lot of people's attention, and that's Rin and Seri Inseparable. I do think you're going to see a lot of cat-dog Commander decks in the future. Number 1, a card that actually does see some Pioneer play as well, the Immortal Sun. It goes up $3.22 to $23.25. This does see some sideboard play in like Sultai Control, Mono White Devotion, many times as like a one-of. Also see some vintage play, but granted, this is also a very big Commander card. And if there are players out there thinking about building a new dog tribal deck, this could fit in pretty well there. Okay, let's move on to Modern. In your top 6 Modern legal cards that have lost value this week. Number 6 is Ulamog, the Infinite Gyre from Rise of the Eldrazi. It goes down $2.77 to $41.20. For a number of weeks now, we've seen a lot of these big Eldrazi cards spiking. Finally, some of them are beginning to retract a little bit. That's what you're seeing here. They have been seeing more play in Commander due to a lot of interest in those big mana builds. Those have been further pushed by Kinnan Bonder Prodigy in the format. And also, too, you have some new cards that are letting you cheat big things into play, like Genesis Ultimatum, for example. Number 5 is Verdant Catacombs from Modern Masters 2017. It goes down 364 to 75.56. Okay, so enemy fetches, as you know, have been very expensive, very popular. They see a ton of play in every format where they're legal. But Wizards has been making some kind of an effort to reprint them. First, we saw the Secret Lair Ultimate Edition. Of course, that was very rare and very expensive. That didn't do a whole lot to change pricing when it comes to these cards. But now there's a June Secret Lair bundle, and if you buy the whole bundle of them, you do get one of the 5 enemy fetches at random. So that is going to bring more of those cards into the marketplace. And then later this year, there's going to be another product that goes to the game stores, which is not a standard product, that is going to reprint fetches as well. So I do think players are not necessarily ready to just go ahead and sell off their fetches or anything currently, but I do think you'll see these cards begin to stabilize down as the year goes on. Number 4 is another card that has been retracting off some big spikes. It's Ad Nauseam. It goes down $4.08 to $30. You'll find this in Modern Ad Nauseam. It also sees Legacy play, and it has seen increased Commander play ever since Thassa's Oracle came out, and that does include competitive Commander builds. Number 3 is Pact of Negation, and we have another card here that has been spiking recently, starting to settle down again. I do think this is also an indication of some of the sellers coming back to the online marketplace, bringing their inventory in. You'll find the Masters 25 copy going down this week, $335 to $31.99. Future Sight down $445 to $43.98. This does see modern play. You'll find this in Ad Nauseam, Amulet Titan, and more in the format. But this does also see a lot of Commander play, including in competitive decks, which is why the card has been hot. Number 2 is City of Brass, the one from Chronicles. We're going to see other copies going up in value later in the video. This one, though, has been spiking pretty heavily over the last 2 weeks, so it is retracting a little, down $5 to $23.99. You're going to find this one in Modern Ad Nauseam builds, Legacy Dredge, and of course, it's a big Commander mana-based card too. Number 1 is Zusa Lost But Seeking. This is the one from Masters 25. The original copy is going down this week too. It didn't quite make the list, though. This one goes down $5.51 to $28.32. You'll find this in Amulet Titan, and it's also another excellent Commander card, but it is being reprinted in Core Set 2021. Alright, on to the top 5 modern legal cards that have gained value this week. Coming in at number 5 is Bogart Harbinger. It goes up $705 to $744. So this is an uncommon. It's from Lorwyn, though. It is yet to be reprinted. And as you know, I'll use my one per video. This was the time period in Magic where there was a recession, less packs were cracked. So cards tend to spike when there's a little attention on them. Usually it's rares we're talking about, but this can happen as well with some of the uncommons like this one. So why is this actually moving up right now? Well, it is because of a new Core Set 2021 preview card. That card is Conspicuous Snoop. So this card is going to combo with Bogart Harbinger and a couple other prominent goblins, Kiki Jiki and Mob Fanatic, to create a win condition. This is something a lot of people think might actually be viable in Modern, and is definitely something a lot of folks might want to try out in Commander too. Number 4 is another card moving up because of that Commander Death Trigger rules change. This is Child of Alara from Conflux. It goes up $746 this week to $24.70. Number 3, Damnation from Planar Chaos. The original copy goes up $981 to $46.47 as it's starting to dry up in the marketplace currently. This is a fantastic Commander board sweep. Number 2, maybe the reason that previous card's going up, at least in part, this is Kokusho the Evening Star. So this is a fantastic Commander card already, but it's about to become even better and perhaps a very powerful Commander because of the rules change. Iconic Masters goes up $743 to $23.98. Modern Masters goes up $919 to $26.43. And Champions of Kamigawa goes up $1040 to $28. Number 1, a card being pushed by Conspicuous Snoop again, because if you're going to build that Goblin deck, you might want this in your mana base. It's Auntie's Hovel. It goes up $1133 to $2303. And that brings us to the Vintage Spotlight. This is where we look at cards that see play in Vintage, Legacy, 93, 94, or more cards that see play in Commander more often than not. First, we're going to look at a dual land. There's a few revised dual lands going up yet again this week. This is Bayou, of course, on the reserve list. It goes up $802 to $307.99. Vampiric Tutor from Eternal Masters up $888 to $122. Great tutor for Vintage as well as Commander. And like we've been talking for a number of weeks now, those tutors are critical in competitive Commander decks. So many of them have been going up in value. We're going to see more later in the video too. But one thing to note, Grim Tutor is being reprinted in Core Set 2021 as a mythic. So if you've been looking to pick up that card for a while, you might get your chance soon. Howling Mine from Unlimited is next. It goes up 1208 this week to 125.24. If Biff a Free, this one's on the reserve list. It goes up 1365 this week to 114.18. Necropotence, this sees a lot of play in Commander and things like Garruk Son of Yawgmoth builds. Also sees vintage play too. Iconic Masters goes up 242 to 2611. Deck Masters Garfield versus Finkel, that copy's only in foil. It goes up 1465 to 5833. Scrubland from Revised on the reserve list, it goes up 1470 to 215.49. Mahamadi Jin from Unlimited goes up 1637 this week to 109.99. Tropical Island from Revised on the reserve list goes up 2579 to 422.98. Exploration from Urza Saga, this sees legacy play, also commander play, especially in those lands builds. This is good, but generally it's just a good card. This copy is drying up in the marketplace, jumping up $29.95 this week to $76.14. Copy Artifact from Unlimited on the reserve list, but it did get a reprinting and revised. It goes up 3068 to 122. Tolarian Academy, a card that is banned in Commander, going up in value. What's going on here? It is restricted, but still. This does see a lot of vintage play. Again, you have a card that is drying up in the marketplace this week. It goes up 3162 to 79.99. Gilded Drake on the reserve list. It sees play in Legacy Esper Vile sideboards and also is a big Commander card, especially again in competitive Commander decks. It goes up 38.31 this week to 183.89. Royal Assassin from Unlimited jumps quite a bit, $44 to 85.12. Taiga from Unlimited on the reserve list, but did get printed, of course, and revised. It goes up $52.77 to $450. Mishra's Factory from Antiquities, but this is the winter variant that you see on the screen here. It goes up again this week, up $64.26 to $315.74. Now, some of these bigger jumps are tied into the fact that not all the sellers have brought all their inventory back to the marketplace yet, and that's very true for the next card too. That's Force Field from Unlimited on the reserve list. It goes up $200.50 to $899.50. And that brings us to another very lengthy Commander Spotlight. Not as big as it has been, which is nice, and I think you are going to see that maybe things are beginning to settle down a little bit. However, we still have a lot of cards to go over. I'm going to go as quickly as possible. Not going to go into all the detail I normally go into, but let's get going. Perforos God of the Forge from Theros. This was reprinted in Mystery Boosters, also reprinted in one of the Theros Stargazing Secret Layers recently. Still going up $1 to $19.94, go figure. Now, this does see a fair amount of Commander play as a Commander, but it's also seen increased play recently in Zera's The Writhing Storm builds. Personal Tutors next from Portal, a little bit harder to find in good condition. It goes up $1 to $30.01. Scroll Rack from Tempest, another really big Commander card. Not a huge percentage jump here, but I wanted to point it out because it is such a highly played card. It goes up $1 to $89.42. Out of all the places it does see play, I do think most frequently it shows up in Yuriko the Tiger Shadow builds. And of course, that card was reprinted recently in Mystery Boosters. Sylvan Tutor, another tutor that's in Portal. It goes up $1.05 to $87.50. Mind Over Matter on the reserve list. This sees a little Commander play. It goes up $1.06 to $19.28. Kind of funny how similar the art is compared to the last card, but this is Urza Lord High Artificer. It goes up $1.06 to $45.64. Now, this is an extremely popular Commander. Sees play in competitive Commander even, and this also sees modern play too. Mana Drain from Iconic Masters, great vintage card, great Commander card again, very good in competitive builds. It goes up $1.06 to $152.99. Goreclaw Terror of Qualsisma goes up $1.09 to $466. This sees play in a number of Commander builds, including Bear Tribal. Alurin, this goes up $1.09 to $36.39. This has seen some increased play in Chulane Teller of Tales builds, also sees legacy play as well. Twilight Prophet up $1.14 to $16.66. This is a very solid Commander card, many times found in those Edgar Markov decks. Also found in Elenda the Dusk Rose builds, which is getting better with that Commander rules change. And beyond that, there's some Core Set 2021 previews that could be pushing this card a little bit too. It does appear the Orzhov colors do have a vampire theme in the upcoming set, and cards like Vito Thorn of the Dusk Rose and Indulging Patrician have people thinking about some future decks in Commander. Balefire Dragon from Ultimate Masters goes up $1.15 to $16.36. Now, this is found in Dragon builds, and of course the Ur-Dragon was recently reprinted, but there's more to it than just that. This has also seen more Commander play since Obosh the Prey Piercer's been around, and it does have potential to see more play in red Commander decks in the future because of a Core Set 2021 preview card. That card is Fiery Emancipation, and this card is also pushing some others you'll see in the video too. And here's one of those cards now. Kervek the Merciless could be pushed a little bit by that Fiery Emancipation. This is the one from Time Spiral. It goes up $1.16 to $6.75. This has also been seeing more play with Obosh the Prey Piercer, and is a fairly popular commander as well. Third verse, same as the first, another card that I might want to play with that Fiery Emancipation. It is Godo, Bandit Warlord from Champions of Kamigawa. It goes up $1.18 to $5.93 this week. This is also another card that's a popular commander on its own, and has been seeing more play recently with Winota Joiner of Forces too. Argothian Enchantress from Urza Saga, it goes up $1.18 to $18.05. This is a card that's good, of course, in enchantment heavy builds, and those have been more popular in Commander since Theros Beyond Death came out. Kindred Dominance, fantastic board sweep for tribal builds. It goes up $1.19 to $20.24 this week. Splinter Twin from Rise of the Eldrazi goes up $1.21 to $11.82. This has seen increased play in Calamax's Stormsire decks. Also, this is a card that could be good in a commander deck that's running that Conspicuous Snoop combo as well. Crawl Space from Commander 2013. This copy of the card drying up a little bit, but it does see some commander play. It goes up $1.24 to $10.53. Growing Rights of Itlamok up $1.24 to $17. Another card that's great in those big mana builds we've been talking about. This has been seeing more play with Xera's The Writhing Storm and Kinnan Bonder Prodigy in the format. Oko Thief of Crowns. It's been a while. It goes up $1.28 to $15.56. This is a very popular commander card. It's in a lot of different builds. Also sees Legacy and Vintage play too. Contagion Engine, many times found in Atraxa builds and other decks too. It goes up $1.29 to $12.99. Treachery on the reserve list sees play in various competitive commander builds. It goes up $1.29 to $35.14. Aggravated Assault, this is the one from Explorers of Ixalan, going up $1.32 to $14. Another card that could be better in the future because of Fiery Emancipation, but also this has been seeing more play in the commander format recently due to some new cards like Halden and Paco, for example. Jet Medallion from Tempest, a highly played commander card. Maybe this is tying into Kokusho and that rule change as well. It goes up $1.41 to $22.98. This has also seen more play since the Year of the Rat Secret Lairs come out too. Parallel Lives up $1.42 to $23. This has seen increased play in builds like Xera's The Writhing Storm, Zigzara the Exemplary. Also, remember Riz the Redeemed was recently reprinted in Mystery Boosters. Limdol's Vault, this is the one from Commander 2013. It goes up $1.44 to $9.02. And this is another card that sees play in those Yuriko the Tiger Shadow builds, which again was recently reprinted. Also has seen increased play in Kazur and Okima builds. Protean Hydra from Magic 2011 up $1.46 to $7.45. As you know from the last number of weeks on the Market Watch, a lot of players are building Hydra decks around Zigzara the Exemplary. And we are getting some new Hydras in Core Set 2021 too. Natural Order, this is the one from Portal. It goes up $1.46 to $18.55. Very popular commander card, also sees legacy play. Door of Destinies from Magic 2014 up $1.48 to $9.99. Popular in tribal builds and maybe another card for that dog tribal deck. Isochron Scepter, this is the one from Eternal Masters. Extremely popular and highly played commander card. It goes up $1.49 to $14.45. And speaking of highly played commander cards, here's a very highly played commander. It's Muldrotha the Gravetide, going up $1.56 to $14.81. Grand Abolisher has been seeing more play with some new cards like Winota Joiner of Forces, Heliod Sun Crown, and more. Commander 2014 up $1.11 to $15.90. Arch Enemy, Nicol Bolas up $1.60 to $16.12. Flooded Grove, Masters 25 up $1.22 to $11.12. Eventide up $1.62 to $12.30. This is basically, for the most part, only seeing play in Commander nowadays. Craterhoof Behemoth from Modern Masters 2017 up $1.67 to $60.95. This is very popular again in big mana builds, seeing more play because of cards like Xera's The Writhing Storm, Kinnan Bonder Prodigy. Again, also remember that Riz the Redeemed reprinting. This does see play outside of Commander 2 and Legacy Elves. Green Sun Zenith, the one from Eternal Masters, up $1.69 to $16.06. Again, another card you want in those big mana decks. Sees lots of commander play in those decks and other places too, but has seen increased play with Kinnan Bonder Prodigy and Zigzara the Exemplary. Grave Pact, another card that gets better because of that commander rules change. And I think you can even go a little bit further and say this card in particular is hot because of Kokusho. Now currently it does see commander play already in things like Teysa Karlov builds. Stronghold goes up $1 to $18.49. 9th edition up $1.07 to $17.78. 8th edition goes up $1.77 to $19.48. Austere Command from Lorwyn, very solid, highly played card in white in Commander. It goes up $1.96 to $15.73. Felwar Stone, this is the one from Commander. It goes up $2 to $7.49, highly played mana rock in the format. Reiterate, this goes up 206 to 1517. This has seen increased play with Calamax the Stormsire. Vorinclax's Voice of Hunger from Iconic Masters goes up $2.08 to $35.49. And again, another card that's good in those big mana builds like Kinnan, but just generally good overall. Imperial Recruiter from Masters 25 up $2.09 to $46.99. This does see a little more play now in the format with Winota Joiner of Forces, but also too, this continues to see legacy play. Temporal Manipulation Portal Second Age goes up $1.53 to $31. Ultimate Masters up $2.13 to $24.05. This continues to see increased play in Halden and Paco builds. Stoneforge Mystic up $2.19 to $42. This has seen increased play in Commander with Kelsey and the Plague and Cirquin Hero of Ashval recently, but also does continue to see a fair amount of Modern and Legacy play too. Conqueror's Flail, this goes up $2.25 to $14.73. Good in aggressive builds in Commander. Swarm Yard goes up $2.27 to $23.34. Another card that's been hot ever since the Year of the Rat Secret Lair came out because of course it does fit into those builds. Does show up in other places too. Spider builds are fairly popular as well. Reanimate, seeing more play with Nethrite Apex of Death in the format, also sees Legacy and Vintage play too. Arch Enemy goes up $1.12 to $16.36. Ultimate Masters up $2.36 to $15.49. Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker, this has seen increased play in Calamax the Stormsire builds, but that's not why it's moving like it is moving right now. This of course is because of Conspicuous Snoop and the combo we talked about earlier. Mystery Booster up $1.46 to $9.94. Iconic Masters up $1.46 as well to $12.31. Champions of Kamigawa up $2.42 to $19.99. Boseiju Who Shelters All from Champions of Kamigawa goes up $2.44 to $24.98. Another card that is seeing increased play because of things like Calamax the Stormsire and Zexara the Exemplary. Toxic Deluge, the one from Eternal Masters, goes up $2.56 to $32. Very highly played Commander card, and probably not a coincidence that it's another board sweep in black, considering what we talked about earlier with Kokusho. Childred Whispering One from New Phyrexia, another fantastic mono black Commander card that has seen a lot of play for a long time, but it has seen more play recently with Nethrite Apex of Death and some other new cards. Also got a Command Zone podcast mention this week too. It goes up $2.57 to $31. Another card moving because of Conspicuous Snoop. This is Goblin Recruiter 6th edition up $1.85 to $4.75. Visions up $2.68 to $4.99. Phyrexian Altar. Now, this is a great sack outlet for any of these commanders that you want to get a death trigger off of, like Kokusho, for example. This has also seen more play in builds like Nethrite Apex of Death, Corvul Faker's King, Zera's The Writhing Storm. Invasion goes up $1.63 to $48. Ultimate Masters up $2.73 to $40.50. Repercussion, another card that could get better with Fiery Emancipation coming out. This has seen increased play with Obosh the Prey Piercer and Torbranthane of Redfell already. It goes up $2.87 to $29.95. Demonic Tutor, another tutor here. This is the one from Dual Decks Anthology. It goes up $2.99 to $48.85. Ink Eye, Servant of Oni. This goes up $3.02 to $16.63. This is the one from Betrayers of Kamigawa. Interestingly enough, this was reprinted in the Year of the Rat Secret Lair. Remember, so is Maronar, which was also reprinted as a foil in WPN Mystery Boosters. And then you also have Yuriko the Tiger Shadow reprinted in Mystery Boosters. So with increased copies of this card out there, I think there is also increased demand with people not only trying to build red decks, but also Yuriko decks. Wheel and Deal, this has seen more play with Zera's The Writhing Storm. This goes up $3.04 to $12.47. Hammer of Nizan, yet again on the list. This card won't go away. This is good in aggressive commander builds. It goes up $3.09 to $33.13. Dream Halls on the reserve list. See some commander play. It goes up $3.15 to $20.80. Akroma's Memorial, another card that's good in those big mana decks like Kinnan. Future Sight goes up $3.01 to $28.48. Magic 2013 up $3.33 to $30.12. Another big Eldrazi here with It That Betrays. Dual deck Zendikar versus Eldrazi up $1.04 to $14.12. Rise of the Eldrazi up $3.48 to $18.12. Doubling Season from Battle Bond. Okay, so this is going up $3.97 this week to $62. Obviously, the card is drying up a little bit in the marketplace, but I do think this is maybe a little bit of weird inflation due to the fact that we know the card's being reprinted in Double Masters this August. Now, with that being said, this is still a fantastic commander card. Sees a ton of play. And yeah, there is even a new Core Set 2021 card that might want to play with this. That's Conclave Mentor. Linvala, Keeper of Silence, great in Angel builds and also a lot of other builds in Commander. But remember, Kalia of the Vast is getting a reprint in Double Masters. Older copies of that card have gotten cheaper since the news came out. That could be pushing this a little bit. Rise of the Eldrazi up $1.85 to $32. Modern Masters 2017 up $4.07 to $29.95. Seedborn Muse from Legions, the original this time, up 410 to 1772. Great commander card and also works well in some of the new builds like Kinnenbonder Prodigy, Calamax the Stormsire, and Zixara the Exemplary. Reflecting Pool, big mana-based card for commander. Conspiracy goes up $1.60 to 1848. Tempest up $2.29 to 21.99. Shadowmoor up $4.12 to 22.49. Avacyn Angel of Hope from Iconic Masters up $4.34 to 56.99. So this card is seeing some additional play right now because of Cathril Aspect Warper, but this was already a very popular commander card, either as a commander or just generally in decks. And again, another card that could be getting a push by that Kalia of the Vast reprinting announcement. Staff of Domination from 5th Dawn goes up $4.39 to 58.69. This is a great combo enabler or a way to filter infinite mana if you don't have anything else to do with it. This is seeing more play now in Kinnenbonder Prodigy builds. Serra Sanctum on the reserve list, it goes up $5.05 to 131.94. Again, you'll find this in enchantment heavy builds, which have been more prevalent since Theros Beyond Death came out. Mana Reflection, another card from that time period, it goes up $5.13 to 51.48 this week, and this is also fantastic in those big mana builds like Kinnan. Abeyance on the reserve list, it goes up $5.21 to 9.97, sees a little commander play. Lifeblood Hydra, another Hydra here for your Zixara builds. Commander 2014 goes up $2.63 to 13.49. Commander Anthology up $5.38 to 13.92. Hungry Lynx, perfect for Cat Tribal or maybe Cat Dog Tribal in the future. It goes up $5.49 to 8.25. Here's the other copies of City of Brass that are going up, which I mentioned earlier. 6th edition goes up $3.86 to 22.99. Arabian Nights up $5.74 to 355.73. Sylvan Library, huge commander card, sees legacy play too. 5th edition goes up $1.11 this week to $62.99. Legends up $6.70 to $124.99. Burgeoning from Stronghold, great in lands builds, but just good regardless. It goes up $10.83 to $27.49 this week as this particular version starts to dry up in the marketplace. Wheel of Fortune on the reserve list, but it did get printed one more time as a Judge Foil before they closed that loophole. Revised goes up $22.46 to $200. Unlimited up $22.63 to $352.37. So this has seen more commander play recently because of some of the new cards. Things like Zera's the Writhing Storm, Gavi Nest Warden, Calamax the Stormsire, Brawlin and Shabraz. Also, remember the Locust God was reprinted in Commander 2020. And beyond that, this combos with Lion's Eye Diamond, Underworld Breach, and Thassa's Oracle. So the demand on this card recently has gone way up for commander players. Aside from that, there's more Core Set 2021 cards that could push some of those strategies as well. Things like Teferi's Ageless Insight and Liliana Waker of the Dead, for example. Power Artifact on the reserve list, classic combo enabler in Commander, it goes up $22.97 to $224.74 this week. Cabal Coffers, this is the one from Plane Chase. It goes up $25.39 to $98.97. This card is really dried up in the marketplace and has been jumping now for a couple weeks. It's a huge commander card, and of course, like we said earlier, plays well with Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth. And that brings us to my favorite section, cards that I can afford. It's the Pauper Spotlight. First, we have Kyrian Ranger from Visions up 10 cents to $3.13. You'll find this in mono green aggro, elves, and more in the format. Also, this can show up in Legacy elves and sees commander play too. Gemhide Sliver from Time Spiral. I mentioned earlier that the Sliver decks in Commander have been hot, and of course this does see play there, but this also sees play in the Pauper Sliver builds. It goes up 11 cents to $2. Preordain, this is the copy from Dual Decks Venser vs. Koth. This was reprinted recently in Mystery Boosters as well. You'll find this in Scred Fairies, Delver Fairies, Dimir Control. Also, of course, sees Commander Legacy and Vintage play too. It goes up 16 cents to $3.89. Bojuka Bog, this is the one from Mystery Boosters, trying to find its price point. This was also recently reprinted in Commander 2020. This copy, though, goes up 20 cents to $1.98. Sees play in Pauper, Modern, Legacy, Vintage, and Commander. Fintorn Elves, this is the one from Deckmasters, Garfield vs. Finkel. You'll find this in Pauper Elves builds. Also sees more Commander play now in Kinnenbonder Prodigy decks, too. It goes up 26 cents to $3.51. Silhana Ledgewalker, you'll find this in Mono Green Aggro and Hexproof in Pauper. Sees modern play too, and in Commander, it's a great mutate target, has been seeing play in Otrimi, the ever-playful decks. Plane Chase 2012 goes up 14 cents to $1.25. Mystery Booster up 55 cents to $2.09. Utopia Sprawl, this is in Hexproof builds in Pauper, and Modern it sees play in Gruul Obosh. Sees a lot of Commander play too. Masters 25 up 42 cents to $4.95. Dissension up 57 cents to $4.80. Alright, on to the Premium Spotlight, and there's a lot of market manipulation out there right now. As I say every week, I don't like to spend too much time talking about rare promos and foils, because if you don't have a lot of sales data, that data can be skewed and can be manipulated. So I try to find cards that don't feel like they're outright manipulation, but things that could be moving at least mostly naturally with the market. And I actually found quite a few this week. First is Auntie's Hovel, the foil copy going up $10.60 to $39.99. Next is Rolesk Apex Hybrid, the pre-release foil right now listed at $10.89 to $14.99. However, that card is completely sold out everywhere I looked. So by the time somebody posts it again, they most likely will post it and sell it for a higher price. The War of the Spark foil has gone up $21.94 to $28. Elenda the Dusk Rose, a card we talked about last week, but the regular copy didn't quite make the list this week. Obviously, this has been a big commander card in like Teysa Karlov and Edgar Markov decks. It has seen increased play because of Nethray Apex of Death. And we did talk about some of those Orzhov cards from Core Set 2021 that are pushing this too. But the big driver this week has been that commander rules change we've been talking about. Rivals of Ixalan foil goes up $21.72 to $78. The pre-release foil goes up $29.98 to $74. Bogart Harbinger, the foil goes up $31.83 to $35 this week. Child of Alara from the Vault Annihilation goes up $10.15 to $24.99. The Conflux foil goes up $36.32 to $62.92. And Kokusho the Evening Star, the Modern Masters foil is another one that dried up out of the marketplace. It went up $8.10 to $28.04 before it disappeared. I do think, again, by the time you see another one listed, it's going to cost more. Champions of Kamigawa, that foil goes up $15.55 to $53. The Iconic Masters foil goes up $35.41 to $52.90. And From the Vault Dragons goes up $55.59 to $79.99. And that does it for this week's Market Watch. Another big episode. I'm going to go rest my voice again. But until next time, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon and have a great day.